Yes, top of the moment to you, anywhere where you watch us from, and a lovely Tuesday, the 29th day in the month of December 2020. Obviously, the last Tuesday of the year, and obviously the last show of the year 2020. So with joy, I welcome Engineer Debo. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Chief. How are you?
I'm fine.
And good morning to all our viewers also. Compliments of the season. The year has come to an end, or it's coming to an end, Last Tuesday. It's amazing. I mean, I still can remember when we started the year, So, we would want to conclude today on what we started last week. We started talking about how properties appreciate, trying to explain it. I laid some foundation last week. If you missed it, you want to go to WAP TV YouTube channel and then check on Property Matta to watch last episode. And of course, a whole lot of other episodes that we've had that can benefit you. If you don't mind, I would like to use my... It's a classroom session today again, so I'd like to use my white marker board. Mm-hmm. Okay, so last week we started by telling you that, look, properties appreciate, and for a lot of people, they will tell you, once you can have time, your property will appreciate. But I think we broke that down to say that beyond time, there are things that are working within the time to make properties appreciate, okay? And that majorly when you talk about property appreciation, you are talking about land appreciating. Mostly, the composition of appreciation is largely on the part of land, on the side of land, rather than the building that is on it. So that's why you have locations. That's why location is important in real estate. Some people will tell you there are three important things in real estate. Number one is location. Number two is location. Number three is location. Location is very important. So that's what makes it very important. In fact, the whole of real estate itself, if you define real estate, is land. You're talking about land, everything under it, and everything attached to it on top of it. So, we started with this graph. Remember this graph? Yes, this is the price axis, and this is the period axis. And we said that a typical properties usually go through cycles in terms of appreciation is in cycles. And a property can go through multiple cycles. Now, a cycle is made up of three phases. A cycle of appreciation of a property is made up of three phases. And these are the phases. So we describe one as phase S, phase Y, phase Z. Now for phase S, you will see, that's the one I was trying to explain, you will see that it will almost look like the property is not appreciating. It will almost look like the property is not appreciating. So this is where, let's say for example, you bought a property at the inception of economic life. Let's put it that way. Now, that is a point that is difficult to pinpoint. That's why you see that in drawing this, the curve will not really start from this 0 point. No. Because it's difficult to say this is when
the place starts.
This is when the economic life started on any property. Most properties are tradable. If you go to Monkey Village or you're anywhere in the world, you can buy and sell property. Okay, but you see, there are points that more active activities start, and that's also why it is in cycles. Whatever and whenever you are looking at it is in cycle. Okay, multiples of cycles. So here now, we say let's assume that at the point this person bought at the beginning of a cycle, bought for 1 million naira. Okay, 1 million naira, and for him that is his own year zero, right?
Yes.
We are saying that the first part, the X zone of this range of this cycle, is a situation whereby even up to 6 years, this is 6 years, for example.
The thing might have not...
It might just be 1,200,000. In 6 years, you might just have 200,000 naira appreciation. So, now, the challenge here is, if you are not careful when you buy at this time, you will lose money if you must sell within this type of period. You know why? When you are buying, you've bought for 1 million. When you are selling, you will get typical transaction will require an agent to help you sell, right?
Yes.
The agent will collect commission. Yes. Minimum around for this type of properties is probably about 5 or 10%. Let's even say you find a very good agent, or it is the type of market you are in Nigeria, maybe 5%. I mean, by the time you pay 5% on 1.2, that's like 60,000 off of your money. So you are making 140. Can imagine having 140 for
a 6 year.
Exactly. And this is not just that the price does not appreciate so much here. This is also the period where sales is very, very sluggish. So really, if you really want to sell here, you fast. If it is that you are under pressure and you have to sell, you may actually find yourself, even though the market price is 1 million, you are finding yourself selling for 1 million or for 900,000, so that you can just get some money out. And on that, you still pay commission. So you lose money when you have to sell this period a lot of times. Okay? And that's why, so this explains the concept of land banking. Because when people tell you about land banking, I'm sure if they're telling you the whole truth, they will let you know that time is important, meaning that you need to have patient capital, number one, and you need to be able to give yourself a lot of time. So, in this typical example, 6 years will not be a good time to say you are doing land banking. Land banking is actually the type of something you do, let's say at the beginning of your working career as a 20-something-year-old person. Okay, you bought a land, and your plan for that land is when you retire after like 30 years of service.
Yes.
Okay, or like 35 years of service, you then want to sell that property and make money. That makes sense. Or when you give birth to a kid, a child, okay, you bought a land in his or her name, or in trust at least. And then when that child is about 25 years old, adulthood, you kind of hand over that kind of land to such a person. That is what how you make money in land banking. Because most likely it will have gone through at least a cycle of appreciation, meaning it will have gone through this dry period, it will have gone through the period where it starts to appreciate a bit, and it will have witnessed this period that we call a spike at least once. This is one cycle. It could have gone through even multiple cycles, but at least if you are selling your land after purchase, how you make money is when it has gone through at least one full cycle. It has gone through this process, this process, this process. Now, here is when, for example, between that 6th year and 10th year, another 4 years, probably it could do 2 million. Meaning that in 4 years, it appreciated by 800,000. But you see, in 6 years, it appreciated by just 200,000. So the appreciation is kind of, is getting more interesting at this stage. So for 10 years, you bought something for 1 million and it is 2 million, meaning it has doubled in price. Remember, we are talking mostly about land, which is the basis for appreciation mostly. Now, the third period.
That's the spike.
This is where spikes happen. In this very short period of 6 years, you actually can see a situation where by the 16th year, this property is worth 20 million. Mm-hmm. Yeah. This property is now worth 20 million. Meaning, so if somebody wants to tell the story of this property, somebody that got in here, he will say, I bought a property for 1 million naira and I sold it for 20 million. Sometimes they won't tell you when they bought it and when they sold it. Okay? And even when they tell you, they say, I bought it for 1 million naira 16 years ago and I sold it for 20 million just after 16 years. You say, wow. They also won't tell you that, hey, 6 years after I bought it,
nothing happened.
It was as if nothing. 10 years after I bought it, it wasn't really that. This thing I'm talking about really started happening in the last 6 years. Sometimes they won't tell you that. But if you really break the journey of that transaction down, that's when you will see it. So what is the essence of this knowledge? The essence of this knowledge is whenever you want to buy a property, ask yourself, where is this property in the appreciation cycle? Can you trace the history of that property? Can you say, how much was this sale? Was land selling for here? For example, there are some places, I had a story, a woman told me a story of some places in the Lekki corridor. I think she said she bought for like 100,000 naira or so. 100,000 naira. And I'm talking about maybe late 80s or something. The same place today, if you have 70 million naira, probably you'll be able to get land there. You understand? And she bought a couple of plots at the time. Of course, she's made money now, but imagine what we are talking about. Like the story of my dad that I used to share, in 1976 thereabout, he bought his land for like maybe between 1,000 or 5,000 in Irakari Estate. Irakari Estate now, maybe if you have 50 million,
yes,
if you can see land,
if you can see,
maybe you'll be able to get. But you see, 1976 to today, that's 44 years ago. And as at 82, when we moved there, I'm sure it was still a few thousands. As at 90,
there are places
as at 90, it was just a couple of maybe tens of thousands. Do you understand?
I'm sure as at that early 80, you can still get some place for 800, 900, 700. Because the likes of Ago,
it's not impossible. Of course, they were even begging people for the likes of Ago. So that is why I think we have a Doris from Delta.
Good morning.
Doris from Delta.
Doris, good morning.
Network is bad.
Okay, we can hear you.
Hello. This is from Apua. Hello.
Hello, Doris. We can hear you.
You can hear me now.
Yes.
Yeah, I said that this property matter. If one wants to get a land, let's say for instance, somebody wants to get a land, can you help the person? Can you assist somebody to get the land?
Okay, that's a lovely question. Just stay tuned. We have somebody who's also advertising property on the show. Please, just hang on, please. Thank you. We have somebody on the show who also has commodities for sale. That's land and everything that has to do with land. So it depends on where you want it. In a few minutes, she will be here and she can talk about her commodity. So you've asked the right question at the right time.
Yeah. So this is what you get to expect. You need to understand this. Now, the period that X range will take, nobody knows.
Okay.
You can't be sure that it will be 6 years. You can't be sure that this Y range will just be 4 years. You can't be sure that this X range will just be 6 years. It depends on a number of factors. Okay? That is beyond just your own control. That is beyond a single person's control. A number of factors. Key among those factors, I'll just share 4 if the time permits me. 1, government policies.
Okay.
Very, very important. Government policies, legislation, government declarations, government activities, government action and inaction. For example, if government says that, hey, we want to create certain things in a particular place. Let's take, for example, when the government in Lagos State, okay, started the railroad project. And it was going to be from Colstain when they started, now CMS to Badagry. A lot of people took opportunity along that route. You know, that is government helping to cause some appreciation by their pronouncement and activity because they actually moved to side. Can you imagine what would have happened if really during the administration of Fashola, that project was completed? That axis right now will be worth much more than it is currently.
I've been a good man.
Yes, so a lot of people moved in, but also it slowed down because the thing really didn't also pick up as much. So there are a number of factors. Infrastructure is another thing, you know. The economy is another, the state of the economy, where there is more money, that more people are really ready to do real estate investment, and where there are more demands, of course, prices will go up. So it will impact on appreciation. When interest rate is low, for example, a lot of people can go borrow money and then be able to buy property. When there is inflation, a lot of things can impact economy-wise. Okay, demography is another thing. These are 4 major reasons why these things act the way they act. I think that is where we would have to. Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Let us take a break for now while we also usher in the realtor herself. They're talking about Queen Adi, Madam Hassan, so that she can come talk about the properties, the goodies which she carry come today. So please go nowhere. Property Matter, we'll be right back. But from you, we'll be saying...
Yeah. See you tomorrow. Total Financial Makeover. Thank you.
And yes, you're welcome. You're welcome back to the show. And like we did talk some few minutes ago, say most definitely we go to open phone lines, and we go to also talk about the properties where they are available for sale. Make we not also forget, say, Madam Hassan, that is Queen Adi Realtor, she don't dey around to come market our commodities. The popular waste, the ones where we say, you know, go tear with pockets.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Chief.
How you dey?
Compliment of the season. Hope we ate chicken very well. Anyways, today we are talking about houses. Let's talk about affordable houses. Today, what I bring to us is Peak Prime Bungalow at Oribanwa, Awoyaya. We sold out the phase 1 within a couple of 2 months. We sold out the phase 2 within a couple of a month. The Peak Prime that got sold out at Shangotedo, we sold it out in 40-something days.
Wow.
Over 40 units. So I think the demand for it came so much that we had to, bring the phase 3. What we are selling right now is Peak Prime Bungalow phase 3 at Oribanwa, Awoyaya. Wow. This is a 3-bedroom, semi-detached bungalow, all en suite. Very spacious. Just 2 semi-detached. You know that day you asked me about it. And the good thing about this place is that you can pay for 12 months at no extra cost.
They spread the payment for 1 year.
Yes, with an initial deposit of 2.8 million naira. Okay. Guess what the price is?
How much?
15 million naira. To own a bungalow.
A bungalow only you
in
go
Lekki.
Inside in Lekki?
Yes, because it's on that Lekki Ekpe Express Road at Oribanwa. Oribanwa is like 3 bus stops after Shangotedo. The payment flexibility is what makes it sweet. Then the price. So I'm calling on investors, both home and abroad. Let's make this season count. You can buy 1, 2, or 3. Let it out for rental income purpose. Investors in diaspora, whenever you come around, you don't have to, waste money in hotels. Have a place of your own that will give you comfort, that you can always come back to at any point in time.
And if they go for January, you let it out.
Yes, it can even be a short let. In case you don't want to collect a year. Yes, a short let. People nowadays, I notice that people nowadays, they want to have a place. Maybe they have a holiday or anything. They want to have a place that they can, camp with their family. And a 3-bedroom bungalow will do the trick. When it is going to look like home and not a hotel, everybody will be there. If it is 1 month, 2 months, they can be there. Somebody will manage it for you. And whenever you are back, you are taking it back. It is yours. Of course. So please, what I brought today, I'm using it to wrap up the year, is a bungalow. Come and buy our bungalow for 15 million naira. Payment plan of 1 year. 1 full year. If this is the interior, can you see it is very spacious? It is very, very... And guess what? We promised 6-month delivery.
Ben.
But the first one that we sold out on, we delivered it in 4 months.
Wow.
Our clients have moved in. Look at how big it is.
Wow.
Very nice. You have your own corridor. You have your own backspace. Work is ongoing. It is not static. It is something that you will buy and you would enjoy. 15 million naira. If you want to pay outrightly, you can pay 14 million.
If you are paying outrightly,
yes, 14 million. But if you want to spread it up to a year, you can't get this kind of offer in that axis. Quote me anywhere. Houses on that in that axis is really massive. ranging from 30, 40, 50 million.
Sure, now
but
like
this
call them now.
phase 3, before we can get to phase 3, it means that phase 1 and 2 are sold out.
And a person will quickly tap into them now. Now you go shop and find for phase 3. If not,
and this is even a pre-launch offer. Before you hear it now, sold out. Sold out is our own story, it's our game. It is the word in our property. Sold out.
You know that. So then, as we consider this one in Lekki and everything, it's good. We also the one where you carry come like last week. That one still
our lands are still selling yafun. Ekpe where everything is happening.
Things are happening in Ekpe now.
Ekpe is the new Lagos. So hey, Ekpe, you know I will keep saying, come for Ekpe. You know, find out where people are going and follow them. Even get there before them.
Get there before them.
If you can try, get there before them. People are not joking, no sleeping on it. People are moving. They are moving.
We move.
So Ekpe 700,000 naira, you can still get a 600 square meters, one full plot in Ekpe. Initial deposit of 175,000 naira to spread your balance up to 3, 6, or 12 months, depending on what you want. Ekpe, buy and build. Gatehouse have started. Dry land. Registered survey. Don't miss out on it. It is your Queen Adeola. We would always be the best. Don't worry. We are together.
Okay. Yes, so don't worry. We are always together. And to make sure, say, yourself become landlord, tabi landlady. Now, details you see for screen. So feel free. Call her. Our Instagram handle dey there. Our WhatsApp number dey there. And as they call her, she dey ready to give you all the offers. Even if they try now to call and the thing no enter, no worry. You just copy her number down. Every etc. Even if you know say the one way she talk, you know get that one. You fit tell her the one way you want. Say please, my own pocket na 700. Yeah. My own pocket na 1 million. This 15 million own I never steal it, but I get 1 million where I fit do. Is there anything you can do? She would definitely help you out with property. No be must say make you do this. And if you get the 15 million naira own, sharply reach her because she don't ready. She even talk say the 15 million naira own say na 14 million if you dey pay outrightly.
Yes, so
make we talk about the okay, we have a call. Doris. Good morning, Doris. I think she's the one that called before. She's the one that called before about if we can help her get property. So okay. Good one. Doris, try call us back. And if your call no connects, now info day screen. So tap into it. WhatsApp her. Do one-on-one with her. That's why she's here. She go guide you. She go help you manage your property. Oh, yeah. Moko, yeah. Then let's talk about accessibility, road network to this place where they talk.
Okay. The road, already this estate, the first one we sold is in an existing estate. Okay. So the road
people don't even dey there.
There is light already. People have moved in. Hey. I brought in some pictures of people that have moved in. Our clients have moved in. You know, when you promise 6-month delivery and you deliver in 4 months, is that not, look at them, when they were moving in. That is your bungalow. Wow. Is it not sweet?
Wow.
Very nice. Wow. That is your bungalow. That's your own bungalow. People they're moving in, look at their properties. So there's no, you don't have any, just call me, let's go and inspect. I'm sure when you see it.
Okay, there's even room for inspect. Anybody who want to come check, you feel
call me, we will go and inspect. That's what I am available for.
Nobody say you must pay before you say.
Abba now.
I say you must pay before.
Is it black market? You have to see what you are paying for now.
And at times, one person not even ready. If you see him, if he convince you.
Yes, you'll be convinced because nobody who don't like better thing.
Who don't like better thing?
We don't like.
Everybody like better thing. Yes, so, now details with that for screen. Feel free, contact her. Feel free, call her. Feel free, reach out to her. She go to advise you. She go to help you manage your finance as far as property dey concerned. Like with TikTok, if you want pay outrightly for the 15 million naira, she say na 14 million you go to pay, and that one dey for Ekpe abi.
No. The Awoyaya here.
It's okay. Let's talk after this. So me and you will get business to do.
Before. Compliment of the season.
The compliment of the season to everybody when they watch us. We wish you the very best of New Year to come, and please stay safe. From that, Our name now?
Adeola O. Hassan.
I'm Chief Olododo. Bye-bye.
Bye.